It's time for Talking Sports, Birmingham's only weekly sports update to put you in the game. Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. Now, here is your winning action host, Kip Keefer, and the legend.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Saturday morning, you know what time it is. Kip Keefer and the legend. Kip and the legend, the dynamic duo like Batman and Robin. I'm Batman, Kip.
Oh, I don't know about that. those little green shorts and tights that Robin has.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about that.
You're going to look good, brother. You're going to look good.
We're going to have to arm wrestle for that. I'm not so sure. But anyway,
welcome to Talking Sports, ladies and gentlemen. Better than Christmas, better than Thanksgiving. It's Football Saturday, Kip, sponsored by the Birmingham Race Course. The gates are already open. Parlays, dogs, horses. It's popping out there like popcorn. Kip, how you doing today, brother?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to week 4 of the college football season. A lot of big games today around the SEC and in the country. And as you mentioned, you can get all the action that you can stand at Birmingham Greyhound Racing today. Gates are open. The Parlay Card Contest has been going gangbusters. Also, as you mentioned, big-time racing, 2 o'clock this afternoon and 7:15 tonight. The Greyhounds are live on the track. And a big race today up in Pennsylvania at Parks in Philly.
Like it.
It is the Pennsylvania Derby. It was going to be even bigger. Maximum Security, the Derby winner, who wasn't the Derby winner, as we know. Maximum Security had to scratch out of the race middle of the week, which was a shame, but there's still 3 big superstars in it. Improbable, War of Will, and Mr. Money.
Wow, Mr.
Which
Money.
I thought to start calling you Mr. Money after last week.
Yes, baby.
The legend is on fire.
In college, 3-0 in pro, Kip. You know what they call that? They call that Danny Sheridan Jr. That's what they call that right there.
I don't know. I think that might be Danny Sheridan Sr.
That's right, baby. That's right. It was a great week last week. Kip.
Yeah.
What was your overall outlook of week 3 as we enter week 4?
Nothing really surprised me. I guess, you and I didn't agree on the Kentucky-Florida game, and it ended up pretty much right on the line.
Push.
But Kentucky dominated the game. Kentucky, I'm going to go on record here, and if there's any Wildcat fans in the crowd, I apologize. Kentucky's a bunch of losers. I mean, Kentucky doesn't know how to win. They had a good year last year. I think it was some kind of solar aberration or some kind of planetary dysfunction. They went right back to playing like they have against Florida for the 31 years in a row that they had lost that game. They had the game completely in hand. They knocked Felipe Franks out, and they just collapsed. And so much in football right now, and we can talk more about this in the subsequent weeks. But I found myself at the end of the day kind of frustrated last week because the officiating and all of the bureaucracy at the league offices and the replays officials, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Every play is like scrutinized and under review, and some of them aren't at all. The Alabama game, both teams scored a touchdown that was called not a touchdown on the field, and neither play was reviewed. It's ridiculous.
Officiating has gotten even worse, Kip. We talked about it last year on Talking Sports. We said they need to do away with these old 80-year-old officials that can't see the play. Hey, that's offsides, I think. I mean, get rid of them. It's worse this year, Kip. You agree or disagree?
I absolutely agree. And you're talking about the 80-year-old official. That's actually accurate because most of the guys in the booth at the stadiums are old, guys that were 50-year on the field guys. And they can't react fast enough. It is so ridiculous to have a game where if you can run up there real quick and snap the ball, and the other guy hadn't had a chance to look at the play yet, everything just rolls right along. That's just absurd. It's like cheating. I'm so frustrated with officiating and other things, but it's football, and I'm trying to hang in there.
Come on, Kip, get back in the spirit.
All right, well, let's go to Legends Top 10.
Hey, Top 10 right
here.
Because
this is a weekly feature on the show. The Legend ranks them, and he's shuffled his around a little bit, but I see that 1C is still just sadly the same. He's got LSU. K-Dub, our guest last week, stood there and goes, "Man, Legend, you be drinking some of that LSU Kool-Aid again."
Well, I like this LSU team with Joe Burrow. That's the only thing they've been lacking, Kip, all these years is a quarterback. If they'd had a quarterback the last 7 years, who knows what the results would have been. This offense is a high-flying offense, and we'll get into later on in the show. College football has changed from a defensive game. It is now an offensive game. Somebody asked me this week about Alabama giving up so many points. I said it don't matter how many you give up as long as you score 40 or 50, and that's where the game is. And this LSU offense is as good as any in the country, Kip.
Well, we'll see. I mean, they're not going to be terribly tested, but they are going on the road in the SEC. All right, so we're going to start on the Auburn and Alabama matchups because that's what we do here, and we'll carry that over into the second segment because we don't have a lot of time. A lot of chatter that I didn't anticipate, but that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. All right, let's get Alabama. We can do them in a minute here. Quickly, your impressions of the South Carolina game.
Well, quickly, I thought it went as expected. Alabama's offense dominated the game. It could have been worse.
They could have scored any time.
They could have scored any time, and it went about how we thought it would go. The points was probably too many. But same thing this week. I don't know about these 39 points. Not a game that I'm going to bet, but Alabama will probably win by 37, 38 points and give up a late touchdown and not cover again here.
Those fellas in the desert pretty good at setting that number.
Pretty good.
There's been a lot of chatter I'm hearing on national levels and things, and even Feinbaum yesterday saying he thought if Georgia and Alabama played tomorrow that Georgia was better than them right now.
Yes.
We only got about 10 seconds and we can carry this over, so let's do that. Think about that question during the break and tell me if that's just a bunch of people wishfully thinking or is there some reality to that. It's Kip and the Legend. It's Talking Sports. We'll be back right after this. We are back. Kip Keefer and the Legend on Talking Sports, brought to you by Birmingham Greyhound Racing, and this segment is sponsored by our good friends at Kimco.
You got to love Kimco, ladies and gentlemen. This is a tri-state company, family-owned, been in business for years. You got any problem in a building, you own a business, be it plumbing, be it electrical, be it whatever. Maybe you need some housekeepers. This company does everything you need in your business. Give them a call today, 334-356-2005.
They do it all. They're like that specialist. You can give them the
front
ball.
door to back door.
You can throw it to them. They'll run back a punt. Kimco is awesome. Give them a call for any building or maintenance needs you require. All right, so let's move on now. So Alabama, I asked you the question before the break. Even Feinbaum, trying to be Mr. Balanced and true journalist, is saying he's worried about the defense and doesn't think the offensive line's blocking much. What's your take?
Well, I love you, Paul. You're the greatest sportscaster of all time. I got you way up here, way above Matt Murphy, who's way down here. But I just want to say, Paul, you fumbled, baby. Because here's the thing, Kip. As an Indianapolis Colts fan, I remember those years that we was better than the New England Patriots. We were a better team. I'm talking about Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark, Joseph Adai, Peyton Manning, Jeff Saturday, Tyreek Glenn. That's just the offense. I'm not talking about Freeney and Mathis on the defense. We were better, but mentally, we couldn't do it, Kip.
Couldn't get over the hump.
Couldn't get over, and that's Georgia's problem. If they played Alabama today, they'd be a 2-point favorite, but everybody really knows sports know they would be a 5-point underdog because when it counts in that last second, Georgia will choke because it's mental, just like it was with the Colts and the Patriots, Kip.
Let's move on.
You fumbled, Feinbaum!
Let's move on and talk about the biggest league game today by far, and that's the Auburn Tigers at Texas A&M to take on the Aggies. This is such a critical game for both of these teams, really kind of a stage setter for the whole year. As expected, A&M went to Clemson and didn't win, although they held them to 24 points at home, which was a really good defensive effort. I think this is going to be a knockdown, drag-out, slobber-knocking defensive struggle. What do you think?
Well, I said right here when the season started, I had Auburn going 4-0 to start the season.
Yeah, I had to revive you.
Remember? And I just want to go back and say, Kip, I was wrong. A&M will spank Auburn today. I know a lot of Auburn fans don't want to hear this, but as I watch Bo Nix, I'm not blown away by Bo Nix. He looks like a good, average college quarterback. But when you go down into Aggie land with that 12th man today, you better bring it all, and I don't think he has enough. I think A&M wins this game by at least 10 points today, Kip.
Yeah, we talked about it preseason, and I said at that time, with Oregon and Texas A&M both in the Lone Star State, it was going to be a monumental accomplishment if they could win both of those games. And I just didn't see it with a freshman quarterback. They got by Oregon in a game that arguably they got outplayed, but they found a way to win, and that's a great thing. But it's just a lot to ask for them to go on the road again here and take out A&M, who's desperate now because they've already got a loss in their column.
Yeah, this is a college football playoff game right here. The loser goes to the back of the pack in playoff contention, and A&M has another opportunity to step back up, get a big win, get back in the conversation, even though it ain't going to do them no good because they still got Alabama and Georgia to play, and those are two curb stompings, A&M.
All right, let's move on to the game that's creating the most national buzz out of the SEC, and that is the first visit of all time of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They will be in Athens, Georgia tonight, prime time, to take on the surging Georgia Bulldogs, who, although it was only Arkansas State, they played an absolute complete game, which is something, especially in the Mark Richt era, you never saw. They won 55-0 last week and hit on all cylinders. And I know it's got to hurt a little bit, Legend, that their emerging superstar receiver freshman is George Pickens out of Hoover High School. Wow. What's up with that?
You know, if you take Pickens from Georgia and Rogers last year from Clemson, both the #1 wide receiver in the state of Alabama both years, you might have somebody as good as Ruggs and Judy. Oh, Alabama already got them guys, ain't it? That's right. We didn't need them guys because we went to Florida and Mississippi and Louisiana and got the best receivers. We nationwide, baby. We like ZZ Top.
What's Gus's excuse to let those guys
Gus
get away?
Says, the bus was smoking and it got in their eye. And they said, no, thank you down here. But I'm going to tell you something. I love Georgia just to beat the crap out of Notre Dame.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, and I guess just my natural sense of...
You like them points.
Well, it's 13 and a half. I mean, on paper, Georgia should run them out of the stadium. But I'm worried that with so many young guys in key positions and so much hype, I'm worried Notre Dame's going to be able to hang around here.
Well, they could. This is a big game. Like I said, this is another playoff game for Notre Dame, not for Georgia. I mean, if Georgia stumbled here and still ran the table, they still get in.
Yep.
But this is somewhat of a playoff game, especially for Notre Dame. I don't look for them to handle it. Georgia crossed the line like that old Washington Redskin hog offensive line. They 320, 325. They'll wear you down, Kip. And they got 3 first-round draft picks in the backfield running 1, 2, 3.
It's absurd. Yeah, they average 6'5", 330 on the offensive line.
I mean, come on. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
The Saints and Falcons would love to have that right now. I'm telling you.
All right, we only got 30 seconds. Quickly, the rest of the SEC slate. Anything jump out on you here? We talked about LSU. Are they going to handle Vanderbilt on the road?
Yeah, I think they covered the 24. I like Mississippi State to bounce back. They didn't cover. They lost and embarrassed SEC.
Okay. And if you need credibility on talking sports, everybody was hyping Mississippi State. I went to Vegas right before the season. I saw they were only 60-1 to win the national championship. I said, "What?
Really? Is that 600?
Yeah, ridiculous." The legend I have told you all summer. We have questions about Joe Moorhead and Mississippi State. I thought he had a loaded team last year, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, when you have Jeffrey Simmons, Montez Sweat, and Fitzpatrick at quarterback and can't get it done, when them guys are going, don't look to get it done. But I do think they beat Kentucky today and covered this spread.
Yeah, Kentucky's a loser.
They're garbage.
Kansas State beat them at home last week. Come on, Cowbells.
Come on.
Good grief. We got to go to break. When we come back, it's winner, steak dinner. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. It's Kip and the Legend on Talking Sports. This segment brought to you by a company we're proud to associate with, Craneworks. And you were telling us last week that Craneworks is a regional powerhouse in the major equipment business in terms of just about anything you need, from the biggest cranes to odds and ends like chainsaws. But Craneworks is not just a regional company.
No, this is a nationwide company. These folks are known all over the world. We're so proud to have them as a sponsor here on Talking Sports. Like I said last week, if you need any kind of equipment and any kind of maintenance, any kind of construction, these are the folks to reach out to and call. Best business in the company, best business in the world as far as I'm concerned. I have dealt with them for years. I'm in construction. Anytime I have any need, be it a little need or a big need, Craneworks is the person I call, Kip. Best prices in the business, too. Absolutely the best price.
Outstanding. SEC folks, if you love football, you love Craneworks. These guys have been huge supporters, sponsored coaches shows and a lot of things for years. So what an honor to have them as a sponsor here on Talking Sports. Okay, it's time for winner steak dinner. The legend was hot last week. He's broke it down again. He's got early, he's got midday, and he's got late. Tell him the winning formula here to open in the treasure chest.
Well, get your pencil and paper. Run, get it. I'll give you a second. Go get it, because last week,
time's up.
If you'd have bet with us, if you'd have been right here and bet with us last week, you would have turned a dime into $1, meaning that you would have turned $100 into at least $10,000 if you'd have been betting. Let's go to the chart this week. I'm going to load you up again. This is the early parlay right here, the 11 o'clock parlay. I love Boston College to bounce back and just destroy Rutgers.
Now, you
today.
know Boston College lost to Kansas 48-24 last week.
I do.
And you know the week before Kansas lost at home to Coastal Carolina 12-7.
I do.
Okay, well, that's a legal.
I do, but
you must really be high on Rutgers.
Well, no, I'm not high on Rutgers at all. I'm high on Boston College. Yeah. But I like this Boston College team. It's unfortunate. Somebody said they seen Les Miles eating some grass out there on the field. And anytime Les Miles starts eating the grass off of your turf,
Boston College
you get these genius.
Boston College must have been smoking grass to get beat that bad by Kansas. But go ahead.
I like Boston College -8 against Rutgers. I love LSU to beat Vandy by at least 40. Woo. This is an 11 o'clock parlay. Get you a dime, win you a quarter. Bet you a dime, win you a quarter. Early parlay, Boston College -8, LSU -24. Now, after you get that money, let's go to that midday parlay, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, right here's that midday, that 2:30 parlay that you want to bet with your bookie. I love A&M to beat Auburn by at least 10. And how in the world Florida State would give anybody any points is beyond me, but they're giving Louisville 6 points this week. I like Louisville to win this game head up or lose by a field goal or less. Love A&M. I love Louisville in the midday parlay. Get these wrote down so you can win some money today. Here's your late parlay also after you win all that money. I like Mississippi State to beat Kentucky today. This is a bad Kentucky team, bad Mississippi State team, but Mississippi State at home, they'll bounce back. The cowbells will be ringing tonight, and Washington State will beat UCLA probably by 30 late tonight. Late parlay right here, Mississippi State -7, Washington State -18. Get all these down. Winner steak dinner. The steak's on the grill, ladies and gentlemen.
Your friend Mike Leach, the reincarnated pirate, as he describes himself, got it going on. Nice road win for them last week. And now not a big challenger, UCLA. Chip Kelly. What a train wreck.
You know, they paid him a lot of money to come out there like he's going to redeem that program. Now UCLA has wasted all that money when you could have got Kip and the Legend for the bargain of $100,000 apiece. And we'd have got you there, Kip. We'd have got you there.
I mean,
Just
how
ridiculous.
can a school with the resources and the money like UCLA be total garbage? They're a dumpster fire.
USC.
It's inconceivable. All right, I've got a quick 4-pack for you of some games. This one you might be surprised, but you know I don't like this Florida team. I don't like them. I don't think they're any good at all.
Now, what about the quarterback?
Well, you know I don't. You know, first of all, I don't wish ill on anyone. I'm not a big Felipe Franks fan in terms of his skill set, but by all accounts, he's a great kid and a huge part of that program. And I just am heartbroken that he's lost for the year. Kyle Trask is a big prototype, 6'4", can throw it through a brick wall kind of kid. I don't know how much savvy and field generalship he has. He came in and did a good job. Kentucky was playing not to lose the entire second half. They were cruising in that game and completely coughed it up. The coaching staff made a bunch of conservative, stupid decisions that cost them the game.
Tell the truth.
And, of course, their shaky field goal. You got to love college field goal kickers.
Oh, don't remind me. Alabama hits the upright 4 times already this year.
This kid had a 43-yarder to win the game, and it wasn't even close.
Oh, my Lord.
So, anyway, that's kind of the story there. So, I think Tennessee's going to be really served by getting the heck out of Knoxville. I think this team's going to play loose. go in there with nothing to lose. They got a big chip on their shoulder. I think there's so much pressure and negativity in Knoxville that I look for Tennessee to give them a really hard shot and have a chance to actually win the game today.
I like it.
So that's a few of the other ones. I've got Notre Dame. All my Georgia supporters are calling me a sellout right now. I just can't imagine that's going to be a blowout game.
I am booked. You never know. I am booked. This is Notre Dame's chance. They knocked Georgia off. They're a top 5 team going into next week.
Yeah, Georgia should beat them. So that's a few games that we like today. We're going to tell you who we like in the National Football League when we come back.
Love it.
And start to wrap it up, get you ready for kickoff. What a big day. Talking sports, Kip and the Legend. One more segment. We are back. It is Talking Sports, Kip and the Legend on this Saturday morning, getting ready for kickoff. Our segment here, though, is sponsored by our good friends over on 280. The best place to go for goodies on your football Saturday. They're open right now. A little bit of flour.
You got to love them, Kip. 205-408-9825. Little bit of flour. You know, just Dan Coe and his wife over at Tina doing a great job. You know, if you got any kind of cake need, you got any kind of pastry need, they also do a lot of gluten-free stuff to cater to the public in that area. This is the #1 place in Birmingham to go. Everybody is talking about it. If you hadn't been to a little bit of flour, you are robbing your belly, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that's an interesting way to look at it. Obviously, there's been no larceny in my
No, we hadn't been robbing ours, Kip. We've been filling ours.
But it's right by the Chuck E. Cheese, in the Inverness area, right behind the Full Moon Barbecue.
Yes.
So check them out today.
Great
little
place.
bit of flour. Okay, you got David Legend. We
Yes.
got to get his parlay in because you guys have been spending a lot of time in the Legend. David can be Robin. I'll be Commissioner Gordon.
You look like Commissioner
Thank
Gordon.
you.
I like that.
I put out the Legend signal.
Well, David Legend also wanted me to say right quickly, he does not have DirecTV NFL Network where you can get all the games. And he's sick of watching the Miami Dolphins, who you got on there again, CBS. We don't want to watch games that are going to be 40-0. We don't.
Dolphins, Jets, and Giants.
Yes,
What?
that's horrible. What are they fighting?
Speaking of friends, how can the New York Jets and the New York Giants, we did the top 10 sports franchises, what value was. They're both worth billions of dollars. How can they suck this bad?
They hot garbage.
It's just so bad. All right, so what does David Legend have
his picks,
for us?
he wanted to get that in, but his picks, he loves Tennessee -2 against Jacksonville. He likes Seattle -5 against New Orleans, and he likes the Rams -3 against Cleveland. Write those down. Tennessee, Seattle, and the Rams. David Legend's been on fire, Kip. I mean, he's been on fire, but he is hot about having to watch. Go get DirecTV, bro. It'll be worth it. I mean, these other cable companies, if they don't have the NFL games, you don't need them.
Yeah, I'm stuck with ATT Uverse.
Oh,
and
God.
let me publicly say, Thursday Night Football is only on the NFL Network. Well, they don't do business with them anymore.
Why do you think we like the Dolphins?
Oh, it's so awful. Okay, do you have some NFL? Because I got a couple this week.
I'll go ahead with them, Kip. Go
All
ahead
right,
with them.
here's what I like in the NFL. This is going to be a great game.
Okay.
The Baltimore Ravens have been on fire. They have just been off the charts. Lamar Jackson is great. But they've played the Dolphins and the Cardinals at home, and they kind of struggle with them.
Yeah.
They go on the road and play the Chiefs in Kansas City, the home opener for the Chiefs, who blew away Jacksonville and Oakland in their first 2 games. I love the Chiefs in the 6. Give the 6.5. Lamar's going to play great, but the Chiefs are unstoppable. They're my Super Bowl pick preseason, and I'm not changing from that. Second game, the Steelers, a disaster. They lost Ben Roethlisberger for the year. They got Mason Rudolph, the former Oklahoma State quarterback. They go to San Francisco, play the 49ers, and get 6.5. I think this is a desperate team. I think they're going to win outright in Frisco. And on Monday Night Football, the Washington Redskins played the Cowboys, a really good game. They're not anywhere near as talented, but I like them getting points against the Bears, who can't score against anybody. I mean, they're pitiful. So we're in the last few seconds here. We want to invite everybody to go to talkingsports.info, which is our website. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. What's your final thoughts? You got about 20 seconds to wrap up this show.
Well, it's Saturday morning, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, get your popcorn, get your hot dogs, get your hamburgers, get that Coke, kick back in the lazy boy.
See you later.
Know what
We
time
got to go.
it is.
See you next week.